Pick Rick Gaming. Here we go. Alright, first thing I want to talk about is not capping points by yourself. Alright? Alright, look at this. Look at this idiot in front of us. Trick shot 33. Now look at the friendly team behind this. Majority of the team, with the exception of myself and him, are way back there. So what happened is, I have no choice but to move in to help get SP points, but what happens is, we get the spawn points, and the rest of the team does not. What that means is, obviously, that we can't spawn, they can't spawn in as many tanks. So, your team ends up potentially losing because you're an idiot and run in trying to get all the spawn points. Don't do that shit. Another thing is, I want to talk about here. See here, Ron B. Go for the points, man. Yeah, you can flank around, and I'll talk about that later. You can flank around all that fun stuff, but help your team. It is a team game. If you want to play a team game, go play some other shit or play World of Tanks. That's another thing too. I'm just looking at here. Pay attention to the map. See that guy just died behind me? That T-34. Just pay attention so you know I was chasing him, but he got killed by friendly. So that's a good thing. And here's another one. Look, I'm already capping B, and this knucklehead on the enemy team has no idea. It's not paying attention. Doesn't realize I'm capping B. Which is obvious because he keeps moving away. Look at him. And take a pop shot in here. And that's another tip there. Take out their engine. They're not facing you. You know, if you're going to hit the ass end of a tank, normally it's going to take out the engine transmission. In this case, took out the transmission. You can't really back up, move, or anything, obviously, so he's pretty much dead. Now here's another tip that a lot of people probably miss. You get shot, you get caught on fire. Doesn't always mean that you have to put out the fire right away, right? You don't have to put out the fire right away. Not when you're in the heat of battle. Yes, pun intended. You don't have to put out the fire right away. If you don't need to. Obviously, you need to eventually put it out, or you lose your whole damn crew. And yes, this guy right here did die as well. Tip number 3, repair time, man. Don't underestimate who you may be facing. Just because you just injured them, you got to look at the screen to see what you injured. If you injured a gunner, then depends. You may have time to come in, take the rest of the crew out. their horizontal turret drive, whatever. But don't just think because you've injured them, you can just push forward and take them out. As you watch it here, you'll see what I mean. That's another thing too. Kind of a bonus tip. See how I just look behind me? Go into your control settings and set it up where you can look around you without moving your damn turret. That's very helpful. You can catch people coming in behind you from the left, right, whatever, from your blind spots. All right, let's go on. And I tried to spot him here, somehow it didn't fucking work. Go figure, War Thunder. Now here's what I mean. He has some, I don't have a lot of time to repair. But I also know his reload time is a long time in this IS. He's got a hot minute. Even with a maxed out crew, he's still got at least 15 seconds or so in the IS too. So bottom line is pay attention. Don't assume shit's always going to go your way. Another thing too is help your teammate to repair if you can, right? And you'll see that here in a second. Help them to repair if you can without getting fucking killed, obviously. Like I was saying too, if you're in a light tank, mark targets like I did that guy. And you end up getting assist and you help your team. That's what it's about. It's a team game. And here there's no point in me killing my engine because they know exactly where I'm at. You see the guy flashing on the mini-map. The guy tagged earlier was destroyed by me scouting him. Or at least I got points for it. Here comes my buddy. PDFS, buddy, you're not gonna escape. Know your shells too. One more thing. But like I was saying, help your friendlies to repair, man. The guys in green that you actually can repair. Help them to repair. It may help your team to win. This one, what I want to talk about, this tip here is mark your targets, right? See an enemy, you really can't get to them. Unlike this gag tiger. Mark them. Your friends may not see them. Friendlies may not see the target at all. Mark them. Mark them on your minimap. If you don't know how to do that, figure it out. It's not hard. I would recommend you keybind something to mark your targets. Alright, Next tip we got here for number 5 is know your weak spots, man. Know your weak spots on the enemy you're facing, as well as shooting through buildings. You can shoot through certain buildings. Just know those type of buildings you can shoot through. You play a little bit, you just what I mean. Buildings that get destroyed through artillery fire, typically you can shoot through. And it depends on the kind of shell you're using too. If you're using the heat FS hits the target, it's going to explode, right? So you don't want to try to shoot through buildings with heat FS or hash or some other rounds. If you're using rounds I'm using in this, you can. And like I was saying before, know the weak spots. I'm trying to shoot his turret. There's a sweet spot right there you can hit. Now while I'm in here, I can show you what I mean by that. Hang on just a second. So here's something that people overlook as well. Let me just pull it up real quick. There's a little handy tool in War Thunder that you can use. If you don't use it, you're just missing out. They just added, I don't know, like a year ago or so. But it's a really handy tool where you can check if you're facing an enemy to see where you need to pin based on the shell you're using, where you need to hit them to take them out, or at least to penetrate. All right, so I'm in the Leclerc here. Let's go to something else, a little more reasonable for this round here. All right, so if you go up here to armor, right? I'm on the RU251 premium vehicle. So if I'm going to go to armor, protection analysis, and say I'm going to face the Americans, right? Rank 4. All right, that's fine. If I'm facing the T-34, right? That's the enemy you want to be facing. Why didn't I pin him? I don't know. What's going on? These are your shells, right? It's like the shell you normally use. I wouldn't choose APCR in this particular vehicle. No explosive filler. It's just meant for pinning. A lot of times you can overpin with this BR at least. So we're going to go with the APCBC, right? And let's see where this T-34 can pin us. Pin us anywhere right here, right? Anywhere at all. But let's back out here. If we were this T-34, go to protection analysis. Let's go again to Germany. Let's go to this, let's see. Where the hell am I going here? RU251, sorry. All right, let's go with this shell. That's his heat FS. I can pin him here on the cheeks, and you will see exactly what you're going to pin. So in this case, I'm going to get his cannon breech. Not very good, not very good, but it'll take his cannon out momentarily. Up here, that's a very sweet spot. I can only hit there, so that's a really tough shot. What I want to do really is take him out right here. Driver, loader, enters, gunner, and you can finish him off. Really, really easy. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the video. And like I was saying, shoot through buildings, man. There's nothing to stop you. In most buildings, anyway. Alright, this one's, I'm driving IS-6, looks like. Use your machine guns, man. Especially when you're using a vehicle like the IS-6 that has an extremely long reload time. And you're facing a vehicle that you know you can pin with your machine guns. How do you do that? Look what I just talked about a minute ago. Look at the armor of the enemy you're facing. Use the hanger. It is very helpful. Anyway, with a vehicle with extremely long reload time, sorry, use your machine guns. A lot of these little guys, they can be taken out relatively easy if you're in a heavily armed vehicle like this. With a long reload time, it just makes so much more sense and can mean your life or death. Like that Type 60 there. He gone. Really fast reverse speed on the IF6 there. All right. Next one is you see this aircraft lining up for me? Pretty much know here at this point. If he has bombs, I'm dead unless I can take him out, or we're both dead, right? You can use your cannon against aircraft and your machine guns. Like I was just saying, use your machine guns when you have to. Critical on there and finish them off with the machine guns. And he finishes me off, but guess what? We both died. Alright, here's a very important one. It really is aggravating when friendlies do not pay attention to the mini-map. Look down here in your corner, right? In your right-hand corner. Pay attention to that. Don't just keep looking all here. Obviously, you don't want to focus your attention away from here for too long. But look here occasionally. See where people are calling people out. See where people are marking people with the machine guns. And help your team out. See this guy? I'm looking at the mini-map. He's flashing up. It's to my right. Help your team out. This guy has no idea I'm there. Attention to the mini-map overall. Pay attention what the hell you're doing. Alright, next one I'm going to talk about here is killing your engine. You need to hotkey that. Go into your settings, right? Find your engine. Turn your engine sounds and friendly engine sound, or actually it's your engine sounds, down. Turn all other engines up. That's going to help you hear a lot better. It will help you hear enemies rolling up to you. You otherwise would not hear because of your engine, right? And you'll see that here in a second. This one really irritates me. People don't do this shit. I had friendlies sitting right next to me with enemies rolling up and they have no idea. You know why? They got their engine sound turned all the way up. And they can't hear enemies because of their own engine. Now listen to this. If you don't have headphones, put on your headphones right here and you can hear what I mean. I can hear this guy coming. The other thing right here is I look at the mini-map, man. I hear this engine sound. If you look at where I'm at right now, there's no blue dots around me, right? So I know it's not an enemy. And after a while, you'll be able to tell enemy sounds, or actually tank sounds, regardless, especially certain tanks, Tiger, Mouse. You'll be able to hear those guys and know who you're facing right away. And he couldn't hear me. Why? Because my engine's off. He probably wasn't listening anyway. Next one I want to go over is use your flanks, man. Flank around these guys, bro. Especially if your whole team's headed to one point, like in Conquest here. Use your flanks. Don't go straight to the point. A lot of other idiots on enemy teams going straight to the points, and more than likely you're going to get killed for no reason. Use the flanks to help destroy the enemy. You see what I mean here? Just watch. I don't know what this other tiger was thinking. And you'll see in a second what I mean. Plus I had been drinking, so I wasn't at my best either. This guy pushes forward right here. Trying to help mark him out like I talked about him in the machine guns. Stop his ass so he doesn't continue on and finish him off. Now hitting him lower, it was a good point too. Hitting him lower again does nothing. Don't keep hitting the same spot. His engine's already out. Why would I hit there? Take the rest of his crew out. Where can you find that? Look in the X-ray in the hangar. You see where all the crew sit. Use your flanks. This guy has no idea. It's not listening. This buddy here has no idea because you know why? He's not paying attention to the fucking mini-map. Until it's too late. And he wasn't paying attention to the kill feed, by the way, which you should always do. Just kind of repeating what I was saying earlier. You gotta pay attention, man. Pay close attention to what you're doing. See a guy running across the map, especially if he's attacking your team. Help him out. It is a team game. Don't just ignore him, especially in a game like this where you're losing the points. Help your team out. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. There's a AUBL, AUBL, whatever you want to call it, that I spot and then track down. Watch and you'll see what I mean. Haha. Alright, the last one is What was number two? You remember number two? No, because you weren't paying attention. Don't put out the fire if you don't have to. Kill your engine. There's a lot of shit that goes in this clip here. Just watch. Don't put out your fucking fire if you're in the heat of the battle. Yes, pun intended. Don't do it. You can survive longer. That's another thing here too as well. Not only about the fucking fire, but you don't have to fight the same guy. If you got another guy rolling up behind you, if you listen, if you got your headphones on, if you listen to what I said earlier, you can hear there's another guy right behind me. This guy to my right, he's already done, man. He's repairing right now, putting out fires and screwed him up. That guy was a bigger threat. And fuck this fire, I'm not putting it out yet. Crew's not dead yet. Obviously, don't let it go on too long. Your crew will burn up. I still got 5 left. There's no sense of putting it out right now when I got a threat right here. Enough said.